Have you ever heard of Mount Tambora? Most people haven't. It's not a name that comes up in casual conversation. And yet, in 1815, this volcano, on a small island in what is now Indonesia, erupted with such force that it changed the entire planet. Not just the weather, not just the landscape, but human history. In April of 1815, Mount Tambora exploded. It was the most powerful volcanic eruption in recorded history. 10 times stronger than Krakatoa. 100 times more powerful than Mount St. Helens. The sound of the eruption could be heard more than 2,000 kilometers away. Entire villages were buried in ash. Tens of thousands of people died in the immediate aftermath. Burned, suffocated, starved. But that was only the beginning. Because what Tambora did to the sky would have consequences far beyond the island of Sumbawa. The eruption sent a massive cloud of volcanic ash and sulfur dioxide high into the stratosphere. That cloud wrapped around the Earth like a thin, hazy veil, blocking sunlight, cooling the planet, and changing global climate patterns for years to come. The next year, 1810, became known as the Year Without a Summer. In New England, snow fell in June. In July, lakes froze. Crops failed and food prices soared. Families that had farmed the same land for generations suddenly couldn't feed themselves. In Europe, things were even worse. The skies stayed gray for months. Torrential rains ruined harvests, bread prices tripled, starvation spread, riots broke out in cities across the continent, people smashing bakeries, looting grain stores, demanding relief. In Switzerland, one of the coldest summers in memory forced a group of young artists to stay indoors. Among them was a teenager named Mary Shelley. With little to do and nowhere to go, they challenged each other to write ghost stories. Mary wrote Frankenstein. It's hard to imagine, but a single volcanic eruption on the other side of the world helped create one of the most famous books of all time. That's just one example. The cold weather and failed crops in North America also caused mass migrations. Entire families abandoned their homes in the northeastern United States and moved west, chasing better land and a chance to survive. In Ireland, famine and disease took thousands of lives. In India, the disruption of the monsoon brought floods, droughts, and outbreaks of cholera. In a single year, because of a volcano, millions of people were thrown into crisis. And yet, most of us have never heard of Tambora. There's something humbling about that. We tend to think of history as something shaped by leaders, armies, and inventions. But sometimes it's shaped by nature, by ice, by wind, by air, or in this case, by ash. Tambora's eruption was a planetary event. It triggered a volcanic winter. Average global temperatures dropped by up to 3 degrees Celsius. That may not sound like much, but it's enough to disrupt ecosystems, ruin agriculture, and drive populations into panic. Scientists believe that more than 100,000 people may have died as a direct or indirect result of the eruption. But the true number is impossible to know. How many stories were never written? How many lives were redirected, reshaped, or lost entirely? Today, Mount Tambora is quiet. It still stands, though not as tall as it once was. The eruption blew over a kilometer off its peak. What remains is a massive crater, more than 6 kilometers wide. Hikers visit it now. Most have no idea what happened there 2 centuries ago. No monuments, no memorials, just wind over rock. There's something haunting about that. A forgotten volcano, a forgotten catastrophe. And yet, its fingerprints are everywhere. On maps, in books, in the structure of modern societies. It's a reminder that history isn't just what we remember. It's also what we've chosen to forget. Natural disasters continue to shape our world today. Earthquakes, floods, wildfires, each one with ripple effects we can't always predict. Tambora reminds us of how interconnected everything really is. One eruption, one island, global consequence. And perhaps that's the most important lesson. That in history, small places can cause big changes. That in life, silence doesn't always mean peace. And that sometimes, the world's loudest stories come from the quietest places. Thanks for listening. If this story moved you, made you think, or taught you something new, consider following for more episodes like this one. Until next time, stay curious.